Hello, welcome Simpson College web-based students. This video is going to cover some of the basics that you'll find on week 1. I have some textbook readings there, first of all, that are going to cover basic argument, some modes of persuasion, and the basic argument I will refer to often as a position paper because generally you're going to say, I am taking a position for or against a topic. So as you get to my PowerPoint and so forth, that's how I'll label it. The basic argument really is covered pretty well in the textbook as well. You're going to see some things on modes of persuasion, the difference amongst logos, ethos, and pathos, for example. There's some stuff in the textbook for that as well. In the writing lab, they have some stuff on the modes of persuasion, so I put a link there for you. My audio PowerPoint over a position paper is there, as well as just a read-only version. Since socialism and Marxism are often thrown together, I have a little bit on Marxism. They're not exactly the same, by the way. You can have a democratic socialism where some things are socialized, but you still basically have a capitalistic structure. In any case, I have a little bit on Marxism there, some links to look at, some PowerPoints, some things on wealth and income inequality. I think the last I checked, we're number 4 in the world. We have a lot of wealth and income inequality in this country. Russia beats us. They're number 1 because, well, Putin and the oligarchs keep most of the money there. But we're really high on the list, a lot higher than like third world countries and so forth. We have a lot of wealth and income inequality in this country. So there's some stuff on that. Eventually you'll get down to Yertle the Turtle. And I have the YouTube link there. If we were in class live, I'd be reading it to you on the web. I think the YouTube link will be just fine. And you're going to watch that and then apply some of the stuff that I looked at with Marxist interpretation to the story itself. So a little Dr. Seuss meets Marxism, so to speak. And I have some basic questions over Yertle the Turtle there that you'll be answering as well. There's going to be an overall class discussion on Marxism and the stuff we looked at over Marxism, where each of you will make a post and then you will respond to other posts as well as respond to people who have posted to your initial post. So, you want to get to this before the deadline because you need to make sure you have time to put your initial post out there and to reply to people that are posting to yours, and to have time to reply to other posts if you're going to get full credit for the discussion board. So, if nobody posts to yours, I'm not going to hold that against you. If nothing else, just try to make sure you're posting to others. But this is where we would have a discussion in class, but since we're on the web, we're having a web-based discussion. The current event issue I picked out for the week is looking at the Hobby Lobby ruling, which really comes down to, are corporations people? And the Supreme Court said, yeah, they are people, and what the ramifications might be there. I have some links to read through, some articles perhaps to read through for you as well, to really look at the ruling and what it might mean. And of course, the country is pretty divided on the issue. Some people say, hey, corporations are people, and they do have a right to decide who they hire and who they fire, and that can include whether or not, they offer birth control to their employees and so forth and so on. Other people are going to say that's ludicrous. We have to make sure that each individual is protected over the corporation, and your religious affiliation and your beliefs about birth control should not in any way be affected by where you work or who hired you and so forth and so on. It comes down to, whether or not we view people more important or we view the corporations more important. Obviously, the courts have ruled that the corporations are more important than the individual. And so we'll have a place to respond to that after you look at all the rulings and so forth as well. So I didn't do the class discussion on that one this particular time. That can be a very interesting discussion, to say the least. In particular, what the women, many of the women, had to say about it versus what some of the men had to say about it. So that is the overview of this week and some of the highlights that you'll be looking at. Remember to feel free to call or text between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. If you have questions or concerns. Please don't call or text at 2 a.m., but between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. should be fine. And I'll get back to you and try to help you as soon as I can. Thank you, and I look forward to reading your work and discussions this week.